Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like that. It burns, so give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorry's won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
Check 1 2 1 2. Quick little mic check here. Check 1 2 1 2. Little mic check here. Not crazy about the audio tonight. See if I can do a little something just to juice it up just a little bit. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Sorry about this, guys. Give me just a second. I think that is about as good as this is going to get on the light setup that I have here. Let's try this. See if this helps. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better. Guys, welcome to the stream. Sorry about all that hold up there. It's pausing the audio. For what needs to be done, needs to be done. Where did Quant go? Quant's doing good today. That's a nice little rise up out of Quant. What we got here tonight? We got JN. Hey, JN, how's it going? Sprig is in the house. CD? Oh, we can have a party now. Can you show how you look for a swing trade? Yeah, I can get into that. Hi, Rain. How are you? Glad to have you guys here. So just kind of chilling out, looking at the market. Going to go over Bitcoin, of course, as usual. Few indices, see where altcoins may be headed this weekend, but at the end of the weekend, just kind of dull and boring. So I'm blessed to be here, right? Glad to have you here too. So let's just go ahead. After noting a few of these little babies that are looking kind of nice on the daily. Still got some that need to come up a little bit on the weekly. Getting a nice little perk up in altcoins. When we start seeing that happen more on the weekend, then we know that more retail is coming back into the market, which is definitely a good sign. Still a little too early for that, in my personal opinion. So curious to see how the trading fared out for this weekend. Checking out Bitcoin on the daily, still finding support here on the 50 moving average. This is what we call an indecision handle. It's called a doji. And so it still has some thinking to do. It hasn't quite figured out what it wants to do, but it still has 19, almost 20 hours left on this candle to kind of figure it out. But you can see the candles before it are, well, they're dojis as well. This one just has a smaller range, so the price is starting to get hemmed in a little bit, meaning that it's getting ready to do a little bit of something. I think the biggest thing that we need to keep in mind is some of the things that are on the indicators on the weekly. And when I bring up the BMC indicator, see our stochastics are at a high, but not too high. They still have a little bit of room to go. They're kind of leveling off. Money flow has been coming up and kind of is stable at the moment. But we got this red dot that was, as of tomorrow, will be confirmed. So we need to keep an eye on that. Last time we had that was when we had this downward action. Right here. And so we had the red dot, and it took it several weeks to play out to the downside, and we might possibly be looking at something similar to that coming up with Bitcoin. I've got a buy area here, but if keeping that possibility in mind, quite possible for it to be this area down here where this 21 moving average is. So far, we found support here on the 21 moving average on the weekly. If we can maintain that, we're probably okay, just a lot of sideways, which would be healthy for our altcoins. So that was the weekly. I'm going to jump around just a little bit, come back to the 3-day, or go to the 3-day, and we're kind of in between two worlds here, between the 21 moving average, and we lost the support of the 9, which there went our very bullish trend when we lose that particular one. We lose our momentum, we lose our steam, and we come down and retest this area. Haven't got a solid test there. If there's enough sell pressure, it can drive us on down to the 50 moving average area, which is the same area that I had on the other chart and moved my buys on down to. So while this kind of looks a little bit bearish, say over the next month or two, and it could take that long to play out, we have the 200 moving average on the weekly coming down, and that's not a problem at the moment. But we have the 50 coming up. Now, when this one crosses over that is officially a buy signal. That's our golden cross. And it's happening right here in the same zone that I have. So we have a lot of confidence for this area, just right at 28,000. Maybe the high 27s, 27,000. And over the next little bit, that's where I see price going. So a little bit of a correction, but it's all part of it being a more healthy move. We could actually come all the way down to 26,800 in that area and still be just fine, as long as we get a bounce off of this trend line. But we really don't want to see it come below the 200. We would really need to see price stay above that. That's when you're officially a bullish trend. So overall, in my personal opinion, the weekly looks healthy, but I do see a slow burn down over the next few weeks down to about 28. So we got a little bit of a drop. And that's only about a 5% drop. So if you're trying to long Bitcoin right now, especially on perps, and this is me preaching to myself, because really looking at the large time frames, I need to start trying to change my strategy and hit my profits, because it's going to drop. Still waiting for REP to take off. Do you think it will even do anything? Because I'm losing hope. Sounds like you have more into that than you need to have in it. If it's causing you anxiety, excuse me, you either have too much leverage or you have too much in your position. But we've been keeping our eye on REP. And that's Augur. And I'm still not convinced that this is not a dead project. I think it's actually fully decentralized, but nobody is using it as far as I can tell. I'm looking at this as being, with those fundamentals in mind, as this being a potential dead cat balance. But it's got some very interesting tokenomics, so I don't know. I've just got my eyes open on this one. It's still holding good levels at the moment. And if I come up here and grab my Fibonacci tool, and let me put this big swing low down here to the swing high wick there. Seeing some resonance there, but I think the best measurement will probably be from here for this actual one leg, and that does feel a lot better. So if that confused any of you, the first place I took my measurement was here. This point actually ties up with more of this point, or even to this point, a previous high, and this dropped down more than it does for this move to the upside. So went to the bottom, the swing low to the swing on high there, and it fits a lot better. But overall, looking at rep, and it's human Augur. I mean, it's on the moving averages, it looks a little bit bearish. So just keeping my eye on these levels, losing the 0.5 area where we are now. I mean, it's been holding for support and it's still looking for it to hold support. I think my line in the sand, I thought I had it charted out, was like $1.74. If I see it drop below there, I may just consider getting out of it for just a minute just to see what's going on with it. And that was corresponding to this wick here. That's our lowest low in this whole series of price action that we're in on this downward trend, right? Now, I'm okay if it wants to come down to that area and bounce back to the upside. It may do that or come close to it. It may have already done that. But if we go below that point, this whole trade idea is over. It's shot. And it's best just to get out unless you just want to ride it for a while and hope for the best. But given the unclear fundamentals of this particular project, I don't think it's advisable or worth it to do that, in my opinion. So that would make it more risky. So getting below this area, and I'm watching that closely, that would be my signal to maybe exit. But so far it has not done that. So far it's holding very well with this area of about 182. It's also got some a little bit of bullish divergence here in this area. So, I mean, that's promising. It's staying right above this 100 moving average, this white line right here. So that gives me hope that we're getting ready to come up, retest this 50, and then come up to the 200. So we're looking at getting up prices around a little back over $2 again, and then hopefully right around 270 sometime in the near future, it looks like. I would say maybe about early next week. Okay, this is one of the first charts I did on this. So to me, it's still within acceptable bounds. No reason to get bent out of shape, in my personal opinion. Some of these time frames don't look so hot. Looks like it will probably come back down to around 175, 176 possible. I mean, that was our market structure here. It's broke that, so definitely could do something like that. It's not going to be a quick move out of this one because it already had its quick move. And so now we get what we call reaccumulation of it. So, and it looks like it's pretty nice. Looks like it's doing what it should be doing at this point in time. Because the me rep is already up. Can I show my fib settings? I have the feeling I have something wrong. Okay. Oh, where'd it go? Hopefully you can see that. Oh, there we go. That's all of them. And you can go to pause the video and get a good snapshot of that. All right. Trying to stay with the chat here. You guys can't see the little box that I've got up on this particular setup. So I think my other setup, you can actually see the chat with me. But I can still pick you out individually. I thought. Problem, Dan. All right, so it's a few of the ones that wanted to go over. And I meant to go over this one last night. But looking at Uniswap, and I think it may have already popped. It's already been the buys open right there. Okay, there we go. It took me a minute to remember what I saw. What we've done, we've come above the 200 moving average, and we've retested it as support. And now we got the going one across there. This one's getting ready to keep. So it's going to keep moving up. Sorry. So for anybody looking for maybe a more of a short-term scalp, this one I think could be an interesting play. Got where's my little tools, man? You got 1, 2. It's not your 3. I don't think your 3 is completed. So I think this is the next wave up. And it being above the 200, in my opinion, makes it more of a safer trade, especially got to indicators that are saying it's going to rocket up from here too. So it just retested the 200. It's ready to bounce. Got the 50 cross and the 100 over here, so that's extra momentum. Take that to the upside. So. So for this one, if I can get this thing to work. You definitely got a good chance of hitting right up here at $7.38 and getting that full retracement at that 618 area. So even from its current areas, you're looking at 13% to the first target, 16% to the second, and up to the $7.37 area, you're looking at 22% there. Uniswap's currently trading at $6. Now, for a more longer term trade, a little bit more of a swing. You are looking for it to break above this, confirming that support. It'll definitely hit these other areas, but we do have a big, larger measure move for this. that gives us a price target at $10.91, but it does not give you a time frame for that. So just be reminded, we are on the daily time frame, and that one could take several weeks to play out. But this pattern does have about a 70% chance to break to the upside, and looks like that is what it is trying to do at the moment. And once out of here, just depend on how much volume is in on this move. We can definitely see that money flow is coming in, and that's one of the very key things. On the daily, all the indicators are pointing to the upside, so that's one that I think will do well. Short term, and if you're willing to hold it for just a little bit longer, may have to do a little bit of a roller coaster up in some of these areas, but and eventually up to $10 again. DCA till the wheels fall off. DCA is a good strategy. You cannot deny it. Especially at this point in the market, you can't. For anyone not familiar with its markets or not familiar with trading, just getting in, that's the perfect strategy. All right, trying to see my list here in the dark. Keep in mind on one called XPNET, and XP Network, and that is why. We looked at this one previously. And I do have a buy zone down here. I'm taking that I cannot remember when we looked at this. I'm assuming that I had this, hopefully I had this here before, because it's definitely not coming back down to that. I do have targets. I must have, because that's where I've got my targets coming from. It just hit the main one, the 618 target that I had there. It did a 34% here at 0.0056. We'll get rid of that one now. And now it's hitting our 618 target, and should find a little bit of resistance there, but it's still got a lot of swing behind this move. So a correction should be due here. Doesn't mean that it will be, but it should be, to get a little bit of a retracement and possibly an entry point to get in. But Ichimoku Cloud, all these indicators just look like it's ready to rip again. So it is hot, and it is buying at risky levels, but you can find this when it pulls back to the 9 or to the 21 moving average on the daily. More than likely it's a pullback to the 9. Those would be your best targets to try to get in on something like that. And here we are on the 4 hour. You can see at that same point we are getting rejection right here at the target area. Cloud's a little bit closer, still very thin. It's still got a lot of signs. Still has a lot of strength left in this move. So price is currently at 0.006128. I think you have a good chance maybe to put a little bit of a position in at 0.00577. There is a little bit of divergence starting to form here, so we couldn't expect a correction, and more than likely that will come down to the 21 moving average. Right there, 0.0057 area. But as long as the money flow is still thick and in the green here, as long as the money flow is there in this, these pullbacks or these corrections, the divergences are not going to play out nearly as strongly. I'm going to take a look at loot on XC. Not looking for loot ring, looking for actual loot network right here. So to me, this is an excellent buy zone. So we previously looked at this when it's hit some targets there already, it appears. Yeah, did this one a few weeks ago on our Telegram group. And so I guess we can figure out some of these targets. So this one's got some good signs overall, even for a long-term hold idea. It's got more like a head and shoulders type pattern. I'm not really sold on the neckline, but I am sold on the three bottom patterns here, the three bottom peaks. I think it's got just a little bit more to come up just to confirm that inverted head and shoulders, but in my opinion. It is doubtful that it would come back here down for a buy zone. Currently, it would be in here down a buy zone area at the moment. Rearrange these profit areas. And there is a previous measure move from this current area would take us up to 0.044. That's 4.4 cents. That would be a 52% return on investment there. Just one that we've had charted, just kind of following up with it, and it seems to be just working along just fine. That was a projection. Give us a little bit of confidence up here. Still appears to be a nice little trade set, in my personal opinion. Zooming out here a little bit on the data. So you can see where it was on a really strong uptrend, and then it broke market structure. And the same thing that we're looking, just kind of like REP did. Augur had its high up, and then it comes down, goes sideways for a little while. Goes up, comes down, goes sideways for a little while, and then it gets ready for its next move, whether it's going to be a big move or, you know, just coming up to retest this previous high over here. For this particular one, 28 cents. So this is more of an accumulation area. This was accumulation here. This was a V-shaped recovery, looks like. Or a nice falling channel. We got a nice breakup. But overall, this one looks very nice to me. Although on the daily, we do have a little warning here on the VMC. Hit a red dot there a couple of days ago. Things are coming down here on the daily. So that just gives you an opportunity, if this is when you're willing to play for more of a swing play, getting in just a little bit better, 0.7, just under 8 cents, maybe down to 7.7, 7.8 if you get lucky, but just a little under 8 cents. Of course, when you're looking at this one overall, getting up around 30, 40, 50 cents, you know, splitting hairs on these fractions of a penny. If you agree with the overall larger time frame analysis, you know, no big deal. You don't always have to nail the perfect entry. Just depending on what you're doing. I mean, the smaller time frames that you use, you want to pay a little attention to. But if you're going for those longer plays, you know, even this play up to, where are we, 20 cents, you know, if you get it at 8.4 cents, or if you get it at 8 cents even, it'll matter a little bit, but not that big, not that much. Looked at one a few weeks ago, I think, called MHUNT. Oh, and it is doing perfect. So this one's on Binance Smart Chain. I think it's some kind of game thing, right? And we were looking at it in this rising wedge, and we said, hey, man, that's very, you know, it's a bearish pattern. But the way that the moving averages were coming in, the way our indicators were looking and everything, it looked like it was going to try to do the Hail Mary, where it breaks to the bullish side of a bearish pattern. And that usually means parabolic action to the upside, meaning a very strong move that's just now getting started. So still, even where it is now, in a week or two, it's going to seem like it was a very good price. I do have targets for this one coming up to is currently at 0.011. I've got targets up here to 0.015. So from where it currently is, I got about a 35% move there. It's got the potential to reclaim all this area right here. Mark out some of these areas. That's a 90% move, and this one is 162% move. That will take time. It will probably take about, just from this section here, well, it's back in February. So, I mean, this to get to these higher levels could be another 4 months or so. Or maybe it'll take a nice quick run up again. But those areas would definitely be one in the future. But it is showing some great potential. Just being above the daily on the 200 moving average. The moving averages are saying, if we can close in on them. They're ready to rock. And this 50, this blue line right here, getting ready to cross the 200. That will be your official traditional buy signal right there. And that has not even yet happened. So this is one you may want to look into. And we can take a quick look at it here. And that was against dollars, USDT. Trade against. Where did you go? MetaShooter, that's it. And these are the contracts that are available. I think it's on Polygon and also on Binance Smart Chain. It's called MetaShooter. Total supply 95 million. I have no other information. Well, don't even have a market cap on that. So, really going by the charts for me. But a game in play that I'm not very familiar with. Oh God, why? Why did you do that to it? Why? MetaShooter is free to play. Was it a hunting game? You don't need an NFT to start playing our game. Download and enjoy hunting. I don't know. You guys can deep dive it if you want to look at it more for investment purposes. I'm just looking at it for, hey, I see number go up. And especially doing this formation here, I mean, I'm seriously expecting a nice, more swift move out of it. Where we'll start parabolic. Let's see, let's get our little parabola tool. Oh, I have lost it. With those moments, and you cannot remember something, you should remember very easily. There you are, hidden all the way down here. So yeah, like this, that's the parabolic move that we will likely see. So give this one somewhere around this beginning of the second week of, or end of the first week of August. Something's happening. I want to take a look at something. A few weeks ago, I wish I'd written down the date and had it, but there were some things I was seeing on here that just made me just want to throw this out there. Some kind of news coming out within the first 2 weeks of August. Just from some things I'm seeing here on the chart. I have no idea what that would be, but it looks like it's going to be something more likely positive that may really make a big move here for Bitcoin, and that may affect our altcoins. So and I'm seeing just a little bit of some more things that we've been uncovering just laying themselves out in these altcoins. Kind of make me think maybe something's going to happen here in this next week or two. I know what I have forgotten to do. Forgotten to set my phone up so I can keep up with you guys' chat better. And let's get back going there. Cool. It says it sees lots of green flashing at the moment. Yeah, things are looking nice at the moment. Total Freeze had $114 billion come into it today. So money's been pouring into altcoins. Bitcoin dominance has been kind of still. it looks like total 3. Maybe trying to reclaim that 9-day moving average. Come up to a smaller one just to take a look. See what this guy is working on the 50 there. It's already got its 9. And it's looking kind of nice. So this is what I was saying earlier. I think this would be an interesting trading weekend because it looks like we may be getting a little bit more. We're getting some more money, and I don't know quite yet if it's for retail. If it happens Saturday and throughout this weekend, I mean that's a promising sign. So and that's another thing that I am watching for this weekend, just to see what happens. We start seeing more volume. Yeah. It's cool being able to stream on the road and everything, although I'm going to keep my voice down and things like that. People are sleeping here. But I do miss my setup at home. So that was MHUNT. Another one that's I don't think we've looked at yet, called Tomo. It's TomoChain. Mixie has it. And it's been moving. Definitely in a trend. Tomo it's not yet reclaimed the 618 Fibonacci area here. Make sure I've got my thing lined up here. Tomo it's not yet reclaimed the 618 Fibonacci area. Now it looks like it's trying to do something here. It's trying to get above it. I guess technically when zooming on the daily, it is currently above it. If it does close a candle over there, and it's definitely trying. Daily's actually looking strong. I'm drawing a trend line from candle bodies. And we are above that, just now breaking above that on the daily. Indicators or stochastics are hot, but they can stay up there. They do that sometimes. Money flow's coming up. A lot of indicators are coming up. Some of them are a little bit extended. Let's see if we see any kind of bad news here. Divergences still look okay. Stochastics have got a little bit of bearish divergence there. But in my opinion, that could probably be overcome pretty easily right now. Moving average isn't really nice. 4 hour looks ready to go. So, my personal opinion on this, now is pretty decent time to still get in on this. Especially if you want to give it a chance, but no guarantees whatsoever that it would come back to about 138, 135, I think is a good place. think it will come back down this low here, but it could. And currently just in a rising channel, and until it's not. The rising wedge doesn't really fit well. Maybe if you extend it back there, it's always good to look at the bigger pattern. But if you ask me, I don't think we're looking for rejection here just yet. I think we're looking for what we just saw on the last coin. I think it's got a good shot of pulling that off when we break bullishly out. I think we're going to see a few altcoins do that. Maybe this weekend. The weekend time frame could work out for that. I'm just not used to seeing very much volume come in on the weekend. Very possible to have a symmetrical triangle shape going on here too, so put all of that because I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. But you've also got this, which is another bullish pattern that has a 70% chance to break out, which it's trying to do at the moment. I think Tomo's getting ready to do something. One you would probably definitely want to put on your radar. Like I said, it's crypto partying tonight, it seems. The market seems excited. It's looking nice for a Friday night. Hopefully it can hold it up. I think last weekend, last few weekends, maybe the Friday seemed had a little action, especially at night. It's easier coming in to the market. But Saturday, especially on Sundays can be really tricky. Sunday is usually that nice. We'll take a look at Sinverse. Oh, we had a breakout, hit these levels. So all this is that's been over. This is the past week here, so those levels are good. So if you've been trading, you've done well. If you've just been holding, you've just been riding through all this. I've just been holding because I'm traveling. And I've got some larger targets in mind for this one. Namely up here to about 1 penny, 1.5 pennies. Currently this one is trading at 0.0032. Now I'm not liking this breakup trend line here. And even trying to be generous with this one, I'm not liking what I'm seeing too much. It could still hold that, but it's already punched a few holes through that wall. This is interesting where the 100 moving average is gliding about 200. That's promising though, so there actually could be a bounce here. So we may see a few more wicks down through here, but it's got a good chance to actually start recovering, and that would give us a double bottom scenario. We could be looking up to this area here. I mean, measure move takes us up there, confluence with this 50 moving average, and 0.004 cents. And that's a pretty decent 28% return. So for this one, when you zoom out, what we have is we had a following wedge type pattern, a little funky. Broke to the upside, broke out like they're supposed to, 68% chance that they do that. But they also have a 64% chance to come back to the area where they broke out in that price range, which is what it's doing. So it's doing what it normally should do. So in my personal opinion, nothing to worry about. It's still just your second chance to actually get in at these good prices before it goes to its target, which should bring you up to these areas. Right under 0.008 cents in that area. Pretty much right around where this 200 moving average is, and it's got 0.0064. So from its current levels, just up to its 200 daily moving average, you double your money. Or you could moon bag it and let half of it ride on the house. And this area here at just half a penny, 0.0005, that's really going to be the testy area. It can definitely get back up there, but it's going to have a little bit of a struggle there, a little bit of a fight getting them up there. But once it does and flips it to support, we can actually start looking at these higher areas, 1.3 cents, something like that. Not a member. Hey, good to see you. Pat Tom, could you look at WanChain? Seems to be gaining some life. It's held up some nice previous highs. Take a look at WanChain. I need to go over there and check my armpit. Check the pools that I have over there, WanSwap. So I think I've already got a chart for WanChain. And so this is on the weekly. This is way back. Look at that. These are lines over there playing out here. Currently, we're in this broadening formation, which the 60% chance to break to the upside actually. So that's nice, and you can also, since we now have another swing low, see that we're in a rising channel, and we'll be in this channel until it decides that we're not. Hopefully to break to the upside out of it, but it's got, from a personal opinion, that it can stay in this channel for a while, just bouncing up between these areas. Where it currently is about 22 cents, not a bad place for it. Up 48, maybe up to about 62, 63. I don't have that marked here, but let's go ahead and mark that. That area there is colored orange, so we can tell the difference. But just coming up to about the 47 cent area, it gives you where it is now. That doubles. It gives you 109% return. So moon bag possibilities there. Lots of 2 extra money trades there. Could use leverage and make out like a bandit. Don't advise it. Altcoins though, unless you're really confident in what you're doing there. Indicators on the weekly look really good in my opinion. So for the daily, I'd be expected it's trying to do something to live up to that standard. So we're fighting against this area right here. And that could be, I've got it going on the bottom of the wicks there, but the top of them is just as valid. Actually kind of fits with these wicks over here just a little bit better. So it's currently struggling around 25 cents, 26 cents in that area. But it's getting ready to tackle that again. indicators look like they're getting revved up. It's going to have a little bit of struggle through here, so we expect to get up back up 25 and 26. I like what I'm seeing on the moving averages on the daily. They're getting ready to cross 100. Good sign. So a little more, I would say, describe it as more up and sideways. Kind of like what it come up, have a few nice little spikes, then we'll go sideways for a little bit, come up, do that a little bit. This one, particular one, probably will not be as long as this one. Probably a short one, have another spike up, and hopefully make it above this trend line. See if I can line it up from the back here. See what we're looking at here. We are in a channel more than anything. So definitely looking at a top trend here. So these areas here, 25 cents, that's really the key area. It matches over here too. It's horizontal support, horizontal resistance. Once we get above there, we can look at the bigger moves like the 48 and up to 60 cents, or even higher eventually. I think this one got up to $3 before. It got up to $10 once, I believe. I think that was 2017. It's been around for a while. They don't waste money on marketing, or they don't spend money on marketing. They're just got everything set up. It functions well. Nice little change. It needs some more building out of the ecosystem. But it's interoperable, and it operates with Polkadot, it operates with Phantom, it operates with cross-chain, where they have those tokens on there. It's definitely cross-offerable with Ethereum. And I thought I heard word, maybe something about Cosmos coming into the picture. Sprigga says, time looks rounded. Tell that to a flat earther. Take a look at Chrono.tech here, time. And I'm on the daily here. It's just still in the same place that it's been for the longest, or seems to be the longest. It's got the channel. And yeah, you can see a little bit of rounding there. Based on the Heikenhashi, yeah. You definitely see a little parabolic rounding, indicating that this could be a nice little bottom area, because of rounded bottoms. That's what we like. On the bigger picture, you could only describe this as a falling channel, or hopefully a falling wedge. They both have a good chance to break to the upside, but look how far it can go down before you actually get that chance. So, and that was one big elevator ride to the downside. It found support here. At this previous area was just a wick. And so that's $16.20 is what we got down to. Currently about $17.81. But it does look like it's found, I guess, what we call a partial decline area, or a stopping point in all this madness. And trying to do a breakout, we just got to give it some time to confirm that. This is on the weekly chart that I'm on. The daily, let's look at just the chart, not the indicators here. there's a lot of volume pushing this price one way and the other, with all these wicks and everything. I think that's interesting. I can't actually get a good read on the actual volume indicator. It's a little bit of a hard read here on the moving averages. It looks like it's trying to regain this 50 moving average, and that would be great. It's got a little work where it can pull that off, though, in my opinion. But I do like that rounding formation that we've got there. And one other idea that you could be looking at is the inverted head and shoulders. And the shoulder, head, shoulder. Or that bathroom wall pattern. But yeah, time just needs a little time. But I think DCA is definitely a good idea on this one. This one has very limited supply. So some of you guys may not know what this one is. It's an AI play, I think, right? But the total supply is 710,000, not million, not billion, 710,000. Market cap of 12 million. So it's got lots of room that it can actually go. It had an all-time high of $569, and it's trading at $18 right now, basically. So, you know, if you're not familiar with it, maybe you want to look into it, read up about it, see what you think about it. All right, guys, it is 12:06 Central where I'm at right now. I'm going to call this a stream. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, and if you could, hit that like button on your way out. Help the channel reach a few more people. If you don't have a Tangem wallet, go into the description and read the directions there. You have an opportunity to win one. It's really easy. I'm giving away 3. And guys, until tomorrow night, I will see you then. Pray carefully on this interesting weekend that we got ahead of us. Looks like altcoins, some of them are getting ready to do a little bit of something. So keep an eye on Bitcoin, and we'll see you here tomorrow night.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You
It does not do it.
I don't need to analyze every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was